afternoon. I'm Jane Flanders.
And I'm Ryan Berkeley.
And we're here in London giving you a special update on the Olympics.
Yeah, how about those Olympics? They have been going solid.
For a long time, I think.
For a long time, 3 days
now. Yeah, well, that's
the opening ceremony.
I was going to talk about years-wise.
You're thinking long term.
But they only do it like every 4 years, and I saw on a different news station that I was actually watching during our downtime.
Because there are some other good. We're the best, but we're not the only good.
We're not the only news station. And
there are.
Believe it or not, newscasters do watch other news stations. That is a myth that we don't.
Yeah.
But apparently it's been going on. This is like the 40th actual modern
the
Olympic.
40th Olympics.
So times 4, so what? That's like 160 years of commercial Olympics.
Yeah, that's not bad. Let's think about some other things that went for about 40 years. The
corruption in any kind of government system probably has gone for 40 years.
No war has ever gone for 40 years. That maybe the 100-year war.
Well, there's the 100-year war. That one.
That seems a little exaggerated to me. I mean, how many battles are we talking here?
Right.
For,
Well, we've had this discussion before, and it's how do you decide when something becomes a war? Does it have to be more than 4 battles? Do you have to kill at least 5 people?
Because technically, if you're willing to do 1 battle per year, you could go almost indefinitely.
Yeah, I mean, so.
Oh, but back to the Olympics.
Back to the Olympics, because the Olympics are all about cultural unity and not fighting.
Yeah,
and
I gotta say, since we've been here in London, we've only talked to about 10 snotty British people.
Only about 10.
Only about 10.
And we've only talked to actually 12 total people.
12 total people.
So out of that, there were 2 nice people.
Two very nice, friendly people.
I wasn't very good at fractions, so but that's 1/6.
1/6. That's
of
good.
British people are nice.
1/6.
That's
that we
comforting.
definitively say that.
I think 50 years ago you would have gotten maybe like 1/8.
1/8. Which
what I heard.
may or may not be higher. We don't
So apparently, Michael Phelps not doing so hot this year. Apparently, I don't think he even medaled. This year.
He got 4th. And he said that was because he only trained for 2 months.
That's kind of pathetic when you have 4 years to prepare.
You got 4 years. You put 2 months. Where's your thought?
I'm just kind of wondering though. You know how they have like little kids sports and everybody's a winner and everyone gets a trophy. For the Olympics, maybe just extend that a little bit, and instead of just doing 3 places, maybe do a 4th place trophy. You could do like pewter, gold, silver, bronze.
A pewter trophy.
A pewter for a medal.
I think that might be a slap in the face rather than.
Maybe you can make it out of wood. It's kind of more like an honorary mention.
Okay. I was here, kind of like a T-shirt.
Yeah, I got the cherry wood medal.
Yeah, the cherry wood. It's a nice wood.
It's a nice wood. It dents very easily. It's like the gold of medals.
Yeah,
It's
a good wood.
But moving on. Interestingly enough, though, in relation to the Olympics, no one really seems to care much about the 2012 presidential election coming up in November.
Well, yeah, on one of the polls we actually did for our website, you can check it out, it's efg.com, there was a staunch none under the caring section. Not even one person of the 25,000 people we had surveyed cared.
I don't know about the viewers, I thought you were talking about none. Like, staunch none.
There could very well be a staunch none.
She may have been one of the people who didn't vote.
But
because nobody really.
But no, absolutely no one cares.
100%. A new study showed from our poll, which is actually considered an official poll by the United States Poll Station. It's actually been shown on an official poll that 100% of Americans don't give a shit about the 2012 presidential election coming up in November. 100%. Every single person just doesn't care.
That's 300 million Americans that just don't care. We actually surveyed each one.
Now, to be fair, there are some people living in the Appalachians or some people, the Cajun people outside of New Orleans.
Who may care. We
they
just
might
haven't
care.
reached them.
I don't think they know.
I don't think they know.
Because I talked to one of those guys and he was like, is Lincoln running again?
And whether or not they would care if they knew, now that's a whole different issue. We could have another poll.
But I think the excitement last time was that, we're going to have a woman vice president or an African American for president. And this year,
there's no flair.
There's no flair.
There's nothing new. There's
we
nothing
get the same African American or another old white guy.
One exciting study has promised us that chimps may in the future be able to run for president.
They've been deemed just as capable as their human counterparts of running in political office.
We found that out Wednesday.
Yes, Wednesday. Apparently they did a mock UN session with different kinds of monkeys
And they were all able to keep up.
Apes, chimps, yeah, there was some smacking around and there was some banana throwing, but I mean, it's nothing that we haven't seen before from the actual UN.
And in some cases, they surpassed the UN with their deliberation skills.
Right, we gave them different issues, like which color jello would you rather eat, what kind of sign language would you like to learn, and the monkeys actually resolved, I think, all 41 issues brought before them within the 1 week time period given to them, which is more than the UN can say.
They did. That is a lot more than the UN can say. And in other news, an activist group has brought up that pandas, if chimps are allowed to run, should also be allowed to run. And the only issue that anyone has with that
There's
is
some
that,
opposition,
yeah, they're not American citizens. Actually, every single panda that is currently residing in the U.S. Is owned by the Chinese government.
So technically that'd be the same thing basically as Arnold Schwarzenegger trying to run for president. I mean, he's from Austria, but the point is the same.
The point is the same. They're from a different country. The best the pandas can ever do is become governors.
Like a state governor. Right. Now, can they run for Congress or Senate? Have we determined that?
Yes, they can. They can do everything except run for the president.
So, but if you have a native-born chimp, or a native-born bear, if we're going with the whole bear thing, maybe a Kodiak, maybe a polar bear would want to, born in Alaska, would want to run.
Yeah.
Like the Sarah Palin of bears.
That would be allowed. That would be allowed.
Be acceptable. So, and then I guess for closing, we had an interesting commentary on one of our polls, and they said, Ryan and Jane, can you guys talk about electronic tickets? And this is a new thing coming up a lot of times in the Illinois state area. I don't know. When you're driving, they have these robot things, these cameras on poles, and they can, they can spot you if you're speeding, if you run a red light.
I don't know if I'd call them a robot, but
you know what I'm saying, right? It's not like the Terminator.
It's electronic.
It's an electronic ticket, and they charge you, and they send it to you in the mail. And this is my issue, is when you see a speed trap, you can slow down when you're going past the cop, and then speed up and start going 20 over again once you're past. But with this robot, you don't know that it's there.
You don't know that it's there. You don't know that it's watching you. Is it on break? Is it asleep? You don't know.
Right. Is it out of battery? You don't even know that it's there, so you don't have a chance to stop doing the law-breaking habit for a little bit and then resume.
As a personal message to the government in any state that is looking to use this,
I just think it's bullshit. I just recently got a $100 ticket, and I don't appreciate it, because I didn't know that the thing was there. And if I had known, I would have done what I was supposed to do in the first place. But
she did not.
But I did not.
She did not.
I did not.
And personally, from everyone here on EFG News, we think that a yield, when you're looking and there's no traffic coming on a stop-and-go light, is a perfectly acceptable way to go through one.
Stop signs are really yields. Yields are pretty much just keep going, but go slower.
And then there's the no sign option, where just continue your speed and hope for the best.
Just do whatever you were doing before. We've talked about this. I mean, red lights are definitely stops, but yellow lights can be interpreted, instead of slow down, as speed up and get through before the red light hits you.
Absolutely. And I think, honestly, there's that moment where it's almost an excitement. Can I make it through this yellow? So.
That's kind of throw. Actually, now we have to go to it's kind of local area news, but it's going to be affecting the entire nation soon, according to certain studies and recent scientific findings and evidence. We have recently discovered something that's being called in the local community as the pot and pan monster. Two of our colleagues from the same station, EFG, are going to be taking a look at this story and seeing if they can find out more about this mysterious pot and pan monster that has been plaguing the Midwest area.
Yeah, apparently it's very dangerous. A man's arm was bitten off by it just last week.
Oh wow!
Yes.
The whole thing?
The whole thing, clean off.
Clean.
And it it was so clean of a cut that it didn't bleed.
Wow, that's a lightsaber quality right there.
Lightsaber quality. It singed and seared the blood vessels shut. We're not going to include this.
Okay. I was going to say, that was one of my first questions about the movie, was that when people get stabbed, why don't they bleed to death? And this guy explained to me the lightsaber is so hot that it just sears everything
shut. It right off.
Just perfect.
Yep, perfect thing. And honestly, if you want to look at an effective killing weapon, it's not as effective because you're not going to have your opponent that you've just cut open bleed out.
So it kind of sounds like, how they always say a blunt knife is more dangerous than a sharp knife, because you're going to push harder, when you're chopping vegetables for a salad.
Definitely.
A cool lightsaber would be more dangerous than a hot lightsaber.
A hot lightsaber. That is correct. I think we're out of material now.
I think we've probably talked about pretty much everything we're going to talk about.
Anything else kind of funny this weekend? Tempest temperature is on the rise.
It's been really hot.
It's been very hot. Can
Although
you
we
believe
did get
this?
some
We really have probably had the hottest summer in a lot of summers. So
Summer's usually hot, but not this hot. I mean, it is summer, but it's not.
the studies indicate that it's hotter than other hot summers.
Mm.
Yep.
Thanks for watching. I'm Jane Flanders.
And I'm Ryan Berkeley, signing off from EFG News, London, England.